Hey, what's going on there, guys? Cloud of Truth here with some more Medal of Honor Warfighter gameplay, and today I've got some TDM on Shogor Valley for you all, and this is finally going to be my first Apache video that I'm going to upload. Now, unfortunately, the number of Apaches I've gotten, this has been the only one in which I've been recording. I've gotten several other ones. The first time I got it, it was a complete shock to me, because normally whenever I go through play sessions of playing and recording, I don't record the first game oftentimes just because I'm still warming up, kind of getting into the groove of playing, especially if I have been playing, like, let's say if I go play Battlefield 3 and then I go on to play some Warfighter, it'll take me a game or two to kind of really settle back into how to play the game and really get my feel for it again. So I wasn't recording, and then it just kind of came out of nowhere and surprised me, and I got one. So unfortunately I missed that one, but there's been several other ones that I have not been able to record just because, I don't know, I just didn't feel like recording, didn't think I was going to really do that well, and so I'm regretting that now, but I do have this one for you all today. And for those of you that did miss my previous Medal of Honor Warfighter video, in that I talked about how I have decided to continue to play and support this game, and that Warfighter will be returning to my channel really until maybe the life of the game, or the bottom line is until I stop having fun while playing. Once this game, playing it becomes almost more of a chore, the fact that I feel like I have to play this game because a lot of you guys enjoy it and want me to bring content to you all. Until it becomes to that point, as long as I'm having fun, I will continue to play, support this game, bring you all gameplay tips, things like that. That's why I've decided to play it. It's probably the biggest reason. There's something else that's I might make a separate video on. I'm not sure. It's another reason why I really want to continue to support this game, as well as the entire franchise overall. But like I said, I'll save that for another time. I don't know if I'll make a video. I may not. But I'll link the previous video in the description or on the screen. If you missed it, you know, check it out for yourself. But it's basically almost the same thing I said, but there's a few other things I talk about in that video as well. Also, another thing is in regards to the video I had, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks back or so, in which I asked you guys for your input as far as what you wanted as far as content for me for Warfighter. A lot of you guys said that you wanted me to do kind of like a class breakdown, not necessarily like maybe equipment and things like that, but mainly revolving around the weapons and the attachments. What are the best attachments? What does this do to my gun? How does this change it? Does this make it better or worse? Where should I use like this weapon? Like what situations? Is like maps, etc. Things like that. A lot of you guys seem to be requesting that, and I'm going to try to start working on that as soon as I can. But like I said, because of the whole just kind of, I don't know, internal conflict I had of whether or not I wanted to play this game, I didn't work on that, didn't really think about it. I mean, it came to mind, but at the same time, I was still really undecided as far as what's my, I don't know, what my decision was going to be, so I didn't do any work on that. Hopefully, I'll start on that very soon. Actually, I'll probably, the next time I get on, I'll be doing that. So I don't know when I'll be able to get that out, though, because Battlefield 3's Aftermath DLC is coming out very, very soon, within the next week, I think, even though the assignments have already been posted to Battlelog as far as unlocked, which was kind of odd. A lot of people thought that, hey, you know, can we actually get to the maps and play, but I think it was just the assignments that were unlocked. So hopefully I'll be able to get those out soon. Like I said, I don't know when, mainly because BF3's Aftermath DLC is coming out, and it's possible that if I hate the DLC and this is horrible, that I'll go back to playing Warfighter. I don't know. Like I said, we'll have to see. It may be a couple of weeks, and maybe a few days. I don't know. So just keep your eye out for that, hopefully very soon. But what I want to discuss with you guys today is some tips to help you get an Apache if you're playing by yourself. When you're playing solo, if like none of your friends are on, and you want to hop in and play some Medal of Honor Warfighter, these are just a few tips that I've kind of implemented into my gameplay. It allowed me to have a much better success and ultimately get an Apache a couple of times. Now, these are not like the ultimate pro tips that are going to guarantee you your success in getting one. These are just a few things that have helped me out and allow me to do a little bit better, and hopefully these help you out. But like I said, these aren't just like the ultimate tips, so they may not work for you, but these are just a few things that have helped me out. Now, the first thing is that if you have absolutely no one as your fire team buddy, if there's no one there, it's going to be much more difficult to do well. It's not impossible. It can be done. You can get an Apache with no fire team buddy, because I've done it once, but it's very, very difficult to do so. And even having just a random guy that goes like 0-20, just having him there to heal you and give you ammo is two vital components that will allow you to have a much more, or much greater success, and allow you to gives you a better chance, I should say, in getting an Apache. Now, it's not going to guarantee you the fact that you're going to get one, but it will help out a lot. The second thing is you need to understand the map you're playing on, as well as the game mode as far as your engagements and what type of they are. And when I mean that, what I mean by that, I cannot talk right now, I do apologize, is that do you find yourself in close quarters engagements? Do you find yourself in medium range, long range? You get things like that you need to keep in mind. And with that, once you kind of understand, hey, you know, I'm finding myself in a lot of medium range engagements. There's mostly guys that are kind of at that range. I'm not encountering too many close quarters or long range gunfights. Change maybe your class, your weapon, and most importantly, your attachments to meet those requirements. Now, if you find yourself kind of getting in the engagements are everywhere, you know, long, medium, close range, the setup I have found that really works the best for me, now this is mainly on Assault, which is what I'm playing here, is a kind of splits, a 50-50 split between your range and your mobility. That, for me, I found works very well on a lot of maps and game modes, because you do find that you're getting in those medium, close, and long-range engagements, and so that gives you the best chance to do well at those specific engagements. Now, I'm not going to do the best at those, but it will do pretty well. Another thing is, when regards to your support actions, when in doubt, use the defensive ones, especially if you have the UAV. If you have, let's say you're playing Point Man, always use that UAV. That will get you so many more kills, because just having the knowledge of where the enemy is at gives you basically a step ahead in the gunfight, in the sense of you know where the enemy is at, and he doesn't know that you're there if they don't have a UAV in the air, and so that really allows you to have a upper hand in the gunfight. So use your support actions wisely. If you see a group of enemies, then by all means drop the offensive support action, but when in doubt, use the defense. However, when it comes to smoke, I really wouldn't recommend it. It doesn't seem to provide much benefit unless you're playing objective-based game modes and you really need to push across a wide open area. Something like that, I would use it. Other than that, you don't really need to use smoke. Now, I am in the Apache right here, and unfortunately this thing is a little bit hard to control, and it's not too great in the sense of it's not very epic like the Cruise was in 2010, but as you can see there, it can take a lot of hits. It's relatively powerful in the sense of, as a pilot and a gunner, you can generally get a fair number of kills. However, right there, a lot of my enemies were pinned behind objects, which was good for them because it put them out of harm's way, but unfortunately, I didn't get many kills. However, oftentimes you'll get a lot more kills than I did. Actually, generally you will. That was a very, very bad example of what the Apache can do, because the Apache really can get a lot of kills, but that was just not a good situation right there. One of the final things I can say is that you need to take things slow. Slow down, play more tactically, use cover as gunfights. Another big thing I say, use cover. Sometimes camp a little bit if you have to. I'm not saying just sit in one spot the whole match, but if you know someone's coming around a corner, just sit there and wait for them. There's no reason why you should go around there and engage them. If you know they're coming, just wait for them to come around the corner. Things like that. You just need to learn to think a little bit more, play smart, and once again, slow down. You don't have to just rush. So, hopefully you guys found these tips helpful. If you have any more, guys, please leave them below. I'm always interested to hear your guys' tips, feedback. If you have other things that you found to work for you, please, guys, share them with everyone else. I'll learn from myself, too, and we'll all hopefully get better at this game. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video once again, and I will see you later, guys. Have a fantastic day. Bye.